All right. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Green White Checker TV. We are here for the Area 51 Superspeedway Gen 4 series at iRacing Superspeedway. It will be a 75 lap race here tonight. As always, one fast pair, 3 green white checkered attempts. So hope you all are having a good evening. As I know it was not for me, but the daylight savings, so you had to wind your clocks back an hour. So hopefully that went fairly smooth for everybody. Arizona, we don't do that stuff, so we just kind of change time zones. So basically for me, broadcast an hour later than what I'm used to. But so yeah, hope you're all having a good evening tonight. We're hitting holiday season here coming up, so hope you all had a wonderful Halloween. Obviously that's always a fun time seeing the kiddos dressed up and all that. And definitely enjoyed my daughter's school parade. We got to see all the kids dressed up. They're adorable as always, and then of course the trick-or-treating had plenty of kids visiting. So with that though, we are at race number 6 already, so this is going to be the halfway point through the full season. We already crossed the halfway point for the regular season. Again, it'll be 8 regular season races and then 4 playoff races. So after tonight, there will be 2 more regular season races before we hit those 4 race playoffs. Story for me so far is 2 in a row for Dude Conrad. We'll see if he can pull off the turkey here tonight at iRacing Superspeedway. And then looking at the points, Gabe Butler has a 16-point lead over Vicente Guerrero, who Vicente is here tonight. Eric Laurie is 3rd. Jacob Lee and Rick Sanchez are top 5. Looking to see, I don't believe I see either Jacob or Rick, so that could change up a little bit. Of course, we will have a drop week, so that can also play into it. And then, we'll have to see how everything goes. Also, with the 2 wins in a row, Dude Conrad, he's jumped up into 9th in points with those 2 wins. And again, I believe it's going to be the top 12 in points. So right now, the driver sitting on that bubble is Adam Kilday. At the moment, but also again, don't see him in the Servitine, so it might be a new 12th place driver here as we get to the closing stages of that regular season. And I'll be joined here shortly by a Mr. Matt Wagner. He'll be able to help chime in. Looking at iRacing Superspeedway's previous race here earlier in the season in October, it was Vicente Guerrero getting the win over there. So we'll see if Vicente can make some magic happen twice at the track this season. And then it was Jacob Lee and Adam Kilday. Those 2 we just referenced there, our top 3, as well as Rick Sanchez and Andrew Schroeder were the top 5. So, and I'm seeing another great car count here tonight. Looks like just right around mid-20s. And I'm seeing already one name that I have not seen in a league for a while. So we'll bring that one up here at some point. But right now, like I said, drivers putting down those qualifying laps as we speak. So got about 30 seconds left in qualifying. A few just finishing up their laps, it looks like right now. Some of them waiting till the very, very end to make those charge laps to see if they can jump to the top. And a few drivers are cutting it really close to get their lap in here. But right now I'm showing 17 of the drivers actually putting a lap down, so a good chunk of them wanting to get a qualifying lap in here. And I mean, as always, it's going to be pretty tight, it looks like, amongst the top drivers. So we're used to definitely seeing that here over with Area 51 and of course just super speedway racing in general. Looks like qualifying has just completed. So what we will do now is once we get those drivers on the grid, we'll go ahead and pull up our starting grid to show off where our drivers are. And of course, want to find where your favorite drivers are this evening. All right, so let's go and pull up that official grid for tonight, as well as the ticker on the top. And it is going to be Robert Hooligan on the pole position, and really, really good lap by Robert. There you see it's 7:21, almost 0.08 of a second quicker than Tom Dixon. Great qualifying lap for Tom there, front row. Then Gabe Butler and Dude Conrad there, Bootknocker teammates there next to each other. Dean Wilkinson, Eric Laurie there in row number 3. Nick Wing, Bud Steele. Glad to have Nick back. He was a little bit under the weather, so hope he's feeling 100% again. Jason Bogart and Quabi Brooks top 10. Then you got the blind squirrel of Jeremy Osborne, Andrew Schroeder there in the 84. Continuing down the order there in 13th, Frank Ranger Jr., Jack Walls, Mike Rimkus. There's Vicente Guerrero. We just talked about him earlier. Zach Perry. I know Zach's got some fans usually in the broadcast. Seth Groover is here as well. Ed DeBoer, Jim Brooks, Corey Buskirk. Andy Brigante is the one I mentioned. I haven't seen him in a while. He's back on track, so good to see Andy. Then you got Ambrose Kniebel and Bob Fitzgerald will be our 24th driver. And it looks like we've just about got the full grid here. And then we will kick things off in just a moment. And yeah, thank you, Dean. Good luck here tonight, sir, as well. Hope you have a good race. Always fun having you in the race, and always put on a good show for these guys. So it looks like we do have all 24 drivers gridded, and we're just about to see that pace car roll off. And again, I'm looking at the track map. I say you saw that as well. Kind of has that paperclip look to it. Not Martinsville though, because these guys will be going to easily 200 plus here. As you see that 126 start to lead the field to roll off the grid. And again, I always reference this track, kind of a Dover on steroids, the way you drop in the turn. You kind of just dive in. This is a perfect angle right there. You can see dive into the turn, bounce out of the turn. It's very, very difficult to get through the turns here. And of course, got to make sure you're on your toes as well. There's a really good shot how steep this banking is. I mean, look at the flat here compared to what these other guys have. I mean, that's I think a really good look to show exactly how steep that banking is at this track.
Hello, Gaio.
Hello, Mr. Mass. I'm double checking. I think the 04 of Ambrose Kniebel may have had to jump to the pits. Not 100% sure, as I'm not seeing my timing and scoring anymore. So
he dropped out. He lost connection.
That's unfortunate. And saying, yeah, I mean, again, we talked about sim racing. I mean, unfortunately, sometimes connection hiccups are part of the drama. So, not what you want to see, but I'd say again, hopefully he'll be able to get back in here. Maybe again, if he can lose the least amount of laps, let's say he'll still have some time to recover if he can get back in quickly. However, Matt, we're about to hand it over to our front row, switch it over to our flagman so we can watch him. As always, let's say initial start on that green flag here, and then it will be Robert Hooligan, Tom Dixon leading the field. As there we go, green flag's out, Matt, and we're underway here for a scheduled 75 laps. I was getting some fuel mileage from the drivers. That sounds like about 22, 23-ish. So sounds like should be no drama on the fuel side of things. Probably a 3-stop race no matter what. I don't think we'll see any needing fuel saves right off the kick. So that's always a great news for these guys. Because you say, again, these guys they want to race it out. They don't want to have to ride and anything like that. They just want to go race and have a good time. And right now it's a pretty much good little battle here between that 411 and the 126 heading to 3. Looks like so far so good. Got a couple takers to the top. Shockingly, one of them is Seth Groover. He's got Andrew Schroeder along with him, Matt. They're going to try to make that third lane go. I think I saw Jack Walls peeking up there as well. But right now, say they haven't got fully up there. And again, though, this is where the turns go. It's a lot more difficult to hold that third lane than the middle lane. You have to trust that the middle lane and the inside lane are going to kind of hold and not drift up too much. So we'll keep an eye. And Matt, I say we got a Jamie waiting to hear from you. He misses your beautiful voice.
Oh boy. I'm off.
But Matt, we are 3 by 3 rows deep there. And oh man, look how close that 48 is to that number 32. That was almost contact there. But right now, again, Gabe's doing it as shockingly as say as jokingly, obviously, but Gabe doing a great job pushing Robert here. But again, though, that outside lane starting to charge a little bit. The third lane charging even harder now. Say Seth now just a nose ahead, but again, not enough to clear. And he's saying there's the Matt. I think the tell. It's very difficult to try to stay on the bumper of that car in front of you through these turns, just because of again how quick and abrupt everything is.
It's not so bad with these cars since the iRacing updated. Actually, this is quite fun. I wish I was kind of out there. This is one of my favorite tracks on the Superspeedway side. And many people hate it, but I really enjoy it.
Oh, my goodness.
That's that drift that we always talk about.
Oh, we're going to go four wide.
Four wide. We are still four wide. Oh, back there with the 6.071, 83, and the 84.
Oh, so we'll see if anybody gives right now. Nobody's give yet.
No one's giving. Oh boy.
And it looks like it's just sorted itself out there, but and that was exactly it, Matt. You drift up a little too high. I mean, it's going to open the doors almost there for a second, too. Tom Dixon just about opened the door for Dude Conrad. But, oh, my goodness. Yeah, these guys are... Oh, big bump by Jack Walsh to Seth Gruber. That is exactly what Seth wanted to see because this should clear him. And, yeah, there you go. He's cleared to the bottom should he choose to. Look at Jack Walsh. Jack's going to do...
Look at that move!
Jack pulling the elevator there top to bottom. And I say they both cleared, but Seth opted to stay up top. And I'm wondering maybe he's decided to work with Andrew Schroeder potentially. But with all that now done, though, that's going to move Jack to the lead here in that 83. But, yeah, I mean, that was a great push by Jack there. Gave him a big shot there. And, again, these cars, you can actually bump aggressively like we used to seeing before. You couldn't. You just lift the nose of that – or, sorry, the nose would lift the rear of that car immediately. But, oh, my goodness, that's wild.
Yeah, it's more like the Xfinity car and the Gen 4 kind of like swapped, you know, as far as bumping goes. These cars are a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, I definitely, same boat as you, definitely enjoy these. But while we're watching that, you see Gabe Butler. He's found his way to the top there in the Guinness machine. He's going to try to get the point, and oh man, 32 almost on his bumper there. It looked like through the turn even. Again, these guys getting very confident, very comfortable with the cars. And then looking at that outside lane, trying to catch the paint scheme. Is that? No,
that's
not.
Andy Brigante. That's the Lambo. Is it a Lambo on it?
I think that one's a Chevy. So I'm trying to catch the right. There, yeah, you're okay. So showing us a 70 car. Looks like radioactive energy on that 70 machine. And like I said, yeah, it's been a little while since we've seen Andy, so good to have him back as well. But yeah, you're right though. You used to seeing the Lamborghinis on that 70. And look at Bud Steele as well. He is all over. Look at Bob Fitzgerald too, Matt. Usually Bob's just kind of chilling and riding, but Bob got a little racy there off the back. And now that I say that, I think now he's like, you know what? We're going to back it down here a tiny bit.
Wow.
And I can tell you the 04 Ambrose Kniebel is back out on track.
Oh, that was a little bit close between the Gruber and Andy Brigante right on the top.
Four wide
there.
again.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. And Andy, I think, may be losing quite a few spots, but as Seth goes right to the top, I think we're back 3 wide now.
Yeah, so they were able to regroup there, and you see behind, oh my God, Andrew Schroeder there, you saw the big wiggles out of him pushing Gabe Butler. Gabe's getting cleared. There's that big move to the bottom again. We've talked about that time and time again, Matt. They make that aggressive move. That way it doesn't kind of lull the car behind you into that false sense of security because, again, I mean, here, we'll hop on board. Oh, man, first I'm watching Dude and Andrew Schroeder there. We'll hop on board with Dude Conrad, Matt, because this will kind of tell us, again, where you get locked onto him and you pretty much just see the car in front. And we'll see here, does Andrew make that sharp left to jump to the bottom or not? Because right now, yeah, there's the big move because if he changes lanes kind of slowly, that's going to kind of lead Dude Conrad to following him down into that bottom lane because, again, you're just kind of fully committed to that car in front of you typically. So that's why you do see those aggressive lane changes from these guys. It's not to like chop the nose or anything. It's just that's the safest way to do it. And also, again, it helps prevent the draft from pulling that car that they're passing from pulling right back up into it.
by the way, just a little bit of footnote. Ambrose Knievel has made his way back onto the track, but unfortunately for him, he's 4 laps down.
Yeah, so I mean, there's obviously a lot of time. It's one of those things that's it's a double-edged sword where it's like, okay, well, he could get the laps back with wave rounds, but at the same time, you also wanted these things to go clean and green, of course, too. But like I said, Ambrose is going to need a little bit of a break. So I'll say I'm also trying to spy on some drivers. I'll say I know they. Oh man. I'll say they usually have some fans.
Right?
I think so. But yeah, so I was going to focus on Jason Bogart right there with Zach Perry. They found themselves in that middle lane. They're charging forward here as well, Matt. They've usually got some pretty good support there in that 017 and that 76 machines. So they're trying to charge into that top 5 window here as well. And I'll say we talk about favorite broadcasters there, Jamie, and I'll say we got to mention our favorite broadcaster celebrating a birthday this evening, and that is a Mr. Boomer Logan. So I'll say Boomer's having a well-deserved night off. I'll say he's been super busy working on some real racing stuff on his end. So yeah, I hope Boomer's having a wonderful birthday. I believe he'll be back in the booth on Thursday night. So yeah, so definitely keep an eye out for him. But yeah, Boomer, if you're watching or when you watch, hope you're having a very happy birthday as we go 3 wide again, Matt. Or sorry, 4 wide again is what I meant to say.
Are we really 4 wide again?
We were. I think we've just got back to 3, but yeah, they were going after 4 again. And in that whole process there, Duke Conrad's got to the point. Yep, there it is. Yeah, I think Andy Brigante said, yeah, I'm going to roll out of this one here. So,
wiggle from there.
Oh my goodness, how did Vince save that?
That was near death.
Oh, we still got more wiggles. Tom saves it. Oh my goodness, Tom Dixon.
Apron bad.
Yes, and that's pretty much sums it up. Apron bad, and also you also saw there. I think it was Mike Rimkus also had a moment there too. So, yeah, these guys, they might be riding to some extent, but it's dicey right now. And say right on cue, we're talking about the 017 and the 76. There's Paige popping in and rooting on Zach. So right now Zach is up seven spots into that top 10 right now. I say he's found his way into the inside line. Has gotten separated though from the 017, and it looks like he's actually started to drop back a little bit. But up front though, Seth Groover, like I said, he's just working that 3rd lane pretty regularly here. But oh Matt, these guys are staying a lot tighter to each other here over these first couple laps. We've already completed 10, but yeah, the aggression continues as Gabe Butler's going to clear the inside.
We have Ambrose coming up, and these guys are.
Yeah, they're 3 at points.
Track here, yeah.
But also, look at that push by that 4 cars on the outside line there. We saw the 32, the 6, the 14, and the 70 all cleared that bottom lane of Gabe Butler. And yeah, but it looks like they're going to safely catch Ambrose in pretty much an ideal situation here. And he should be able to safely tuck in here probably right after. I'm trying to catch the car number there. I think that was maybe Corey Buskirk, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he should be able to slot in right here, and he'll be able to safely hold on to this draft. So what he needs to do now, Matt, is he needs to make that sharp left here to get behind these guys.
Yeah, I would have got in earlier before that.
I think he'll be okay. He should be able to tag on and say, again, you talk about strategy-wise. From everything I was seeing, it's going to be a 3-stop race. Then I'm watching some guys that have been kind of taking it very easy, Matt. And that's going to be Ed DeBoer in the 12, Nick Wing in the 28, Jim Brooks in the 51, Quabi Brooks in the 53.
Where's Dean at? Is he back there?
Dean's about mid-pack right now. He's in the outside line. And so I say he's been moving around, saying Bud Steele's been making some big moves too. So I'm not sure. So I'm curious with the fuel mileage. Again, and maybe it's just one of those things where they maybe can't make. Oh my goodness! Watch it. Oh, we got contact.
Oh, come on! Hey.
Oh, just a little bit of contact there with the 83 and the 48. But again, great recoveries by the both of them. And so everybody stays pointing in the right direction. We stay green, as Vicente Guerrero continues now to lead some laps in that number 14 machine. But yeah, Matt, I was talking is maybe they're going to try to save, maybe not enough to go on a 2-stopper, but maybe they can at least go 1 extra lap and have that much calmer pit entry. That way you don't have to worry about trying to pit with, let's say, 15 other cars potentially, you know?
Yeah, that is the danger here. Yeah, pit road here is
Oh, and actually, Matt, look at Vince here. He's got a little bit of right front crinkle.
really.
I'll try to get a better shot, but yeah, that right front fender is definitely bent in a little bit on that number 14 machine.
Wow.
Yeah, this is a really good look there. Yeah, you can see it's just kind of pushed in. I'd say it's not terrible, but that's definitely not going to help the arrow out on that one. It's definitely something he'll be able to get repaired during a pit stop cycle. It's probably not a lot of damage. I'd say maybe a 10-second type repair. But yeah, something that, again, they'll still have to be aware of it for sure. And it's already starting to settle in a little bit, Matt. As you can see, the inside line start. Oh, I got one spinning there back in the back. Oh, that's Ambrose actually spinning out. However, he is off on his own, so we will stay green as he loops it around there, unfortunately. Not sure exactly what happened to him. I'll jump back a little bit, see if we can take a look.
Hit the apron.
That'll do it. So we'll pick up the speed. Oh, yeah, there's the apron, and just, yeah, he's trying to catch it. Great their job by Jim and Quabi. They're jumping as high as they could to make sure they gave him some room, because that would have been very close. So we'll jump back live. We're back to the field. We do stay under green because, again, he was basically there was no cars around him, so iRacing deemed no need for a yellow. As you see, Gabe Butler getting back to the point in front of Seth Groover, and Gabe's teammates now running that second lane, Eric Laurie and Dude Conrad. And so I think we got to do a question for our viewers, Matt. What was their Halloween costumes or their kids' Halloween costume this year? What did you dress up as, Matt?
Myself, I'm pretty scary.
That is a terrifying costume. I had a hard decision for mine. I was going to bring back last year's Bob Ross costume. I opted to switch it up a little bit. So I went as an identity thief for my work. We had like a little work teams kind of Halloween costume competition, which unfortunately I did not get in the top 3 of. But it was still fun. There's a lot of good costumes in there. And one of my coworkers had that be a fun way to do a pregnancy announcement with the old bun in the oven costume. So that was really exciting for them as well. So yeah, it was a good time. And then of course, like I said, all the kids dressed up and doing the Halloween parade at my daughter's school, and it's just so much fun. And then you get candy. I mean, how awesome is that?
Well, I stay away from candy.
Nah, candy doesn't stay away from me. It's not my fault. It's the candy's fault.
It's the person who made the candy's fault.
All right, right
anyway,
now, look at them fan out.
These guys are still going 3 wide. These guys are not giving up.
Yeah, I say Jack Wall's got a good run. He's jumping to the top. No takers yet to go with him. There go the 2 teammates there to the inside. That leaves, unfortunately, Dude Conrad out to drive for the moment. To say Jack's going to tag onto the back of him. And Matt, we're getting already close to that window. Probably another 4, maybe 5 laps until I believe we'll have to hit our first green flag pit stop. So we're approaching that window already here. So again, like I'm mentioning, I watch the guys that have been just really riding early on. Like I said, a lot of the guys from the Roswell team. To me, that means they've been saving. So at what point do they turn that wick up and say, all right, let's basically, again, move forward here, try to get further up the field before that pit stop cycle happens for us. So I'm watching Quabi Brooks. He looks like he might be leading that pack now. And yeah, here they come, the 4 of them. The 53 is there, the 12, the 28, and the 51. So looks like they have decided that they've done their saving. Now it's time to get that track position here before that pit stop cycle starts to happen. So we'll keep an eye on their progress. Right now, they still sit just outside the top 15. And we'll see. Oh, looks like somebody wanted to jump up there with him. I think that was Frank Ranger. Had some thoughts about maybe trying to lead that outside line. But to say they're going to stay tucked in. But right now, it's starting to spread out a little bit. You can see that gap from Vicente to Corey, and then from Corey to Frank. So they haven't been able to make that big charge that they've wanted to. And honestly, I feel like they've kind of fallen a little bit further back than they might want to. That second lane has not gone the way they want to. But right now, as I said, we've got pretty much now a train other than these 4 that looks like they're trying to slot back in here.
Yeah, right now I'm looking at the space 53 and the 12. Usually these guys would push their way, and it's actually easier to push with these cars, and you're gonna have to push the issue if you want that track position. These guys are really not pushing the issue up there. I see no bumping from Gabe or Eric Laurie up there. Guys, gotta push up there. You want that track position, all that fuel saving. Right now, they're wasting time there. A half to make that run.
Yes, I see Dean Wilkinson there. You can see that kind of that teal and green car. He just popped out of line there. I think that is looking to the outside of maybe Zach Perry. Oh, here we go. Actually, early stops here. That or maybe their fuel numbers were not accurate. These guys are all pitting at lap 20. Oh, big lockups here. But again, the cone right there, that's the magic point. And it looks like pretty clean entries there. You got Robert Hooligan, Seth Groover, Tom Dixon, Mike Rimkus, you got Vicente, Andrew, and Bob all in together. So they're maybe going for the short pit here. Again, that should be no problem. These guys should easily be able to make it still on that 3-stop window. So not too concerned there, Matt.
There's one thing I'm really bad about these cars, and some of these. Oh my god. Anyway, the brakes on these cars. It's so hard to get these cars to the top, especially here. This is what I'm really worried about.
Oh, right there.
Yep, there it goes. Andy. Oh, he's going to make the wall. Oh, hard in the wall.
But he's able to hang it down hang it down to the wall. So honestly, that's about the best he could have hoped for there because it didn't bounce up and ricochet into other cars. I can tell you on the pit stop side of things, there was a little bit of differentiating on the pit strategy, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. But first, we got to focus on the guys that are on pit road. Oh, we got contact on entry there. A bunch of guys looks like overshot their stall. Bud Steele did. Oh, you see Jason Bogart catching the wall to try and get himself organized here.
Oh,
man, it's going to be a heartbreaker for he's going to go so far back on track position. Gabe's going to win the race off of pit road. Looks like Jack Wall's going to come out second. But now we got to watch to see, because again, as they build up speed, the other guys are going to be still almost fully up to song here. So, but yeah, that was a really tough sequence there for the 53, the 017. I say, but definitely Jason got the worst of it because he's just now leaving pit road and he's going to be off on his own. And honestly, Gabe too. I mean, Gabe had a great pit stop, but it's one of those ones where it's too good because he doesn't have the help. But I mean, he'll be okay. They'll catch him. But yeah, it's just one of those things. So now we look to see where's Vicente. He is the one leading that second group that just pitted the lap prior. And so you can see they've been able to build up their speed. And looks like they're just about to get there. They've gotten around now all the way up to Ed DeBoer. Will be the next in sight. And then after that would be Gabe Butler. And saying there's the speed difference, though, with these guys fully up the song. And then poor Gabe, he's going to look out his mirror and feels like he's in a parachute right now.
I've been there.
However, that parachute's about to get closed because now he'll steal their draft. He's going to have some draft behind him with Jack Walls. And so this will be able to pull Gabe back up there. But again, he's going to have to, I want to say be aggressive. Actually, he's going to be fine. So he's got some teammates that are going to lock on with him along with Nick Wing. And then what this should do is I believe it'll give us a 10-car lead pack here. However, though, I believe Ed DeBoer is going to probably have to give Jack a little bit of love here because that gap it's actually grown to over a second. So hats off to these four here that pitted that lap prior. They nailed their entry and exit. And right now they've got about a 1.3, 1.4 seconds and growing, Matt, between Seth Groover and Jack Wall. So the aggression is going to have to ramp up a tiny bit. Seth Groover actually just put down the fastest lap of the race. So I'd say, yeah, Jack and company, they're going to have to start to get a little aggressive here just to try to pull back that gap into that maybe about 1.2, 1.1 second window where they can start to sniff that draft.
Yeah, Robert is really pushing the issue on the back of the 14 car, which is really increasing their lap times. But I'm looking at this.
It's going the right way.
It's going looks like it's going the wrong way.
Well, yeah.
Guys up front.
Yeah. So it's going the wrong way for Vicente and company. It's going the right way for Jack and company. Yeah, and it's within a second now. So yeah, so this will be our top 10. Then you got to go back almost 7 seconds to this pack here. Jeremy Osborne currently leading that with the Blind Squirrels. He's got Corey Buzzkirk right behind him. Then you got Zach Perry, Jim Brooks is right there, Frank Ranger, and now you see Bud Steele, Dean Wilkinson. They're going to try to lead the outside. Quabi's going to join them there in the 53. And then you got to go about 5 more seconds back to these guys here, which will be Tom Dixon, Mike Rimkiss, Bob Fitzgerald, and then Ambrose Kniebel. And then unfortunately still kind of on his lonesome, again, with that miscue on pit road with contact getting into their pit stall. That's now unfortunate where Jason Bogart sits basically needing a break here with the cautions. But we'll jump back up front, Matt, because there you go. Here's the field. They're not single file anymore. They're dicing it up here to take the point. And in that whole process, you can see Robert Hooligan had the lead. It's about to switch over to Seth Gruber, it looks like.
Wow. They got close to that 49-second bracket that last time around. They are just hauling around here.
Oh, contact.
Oh, boy.
Caution is out. And I believe, actually, I don't know if I think there's 2 incidents at identical times, because you saw the slide from Jack Walls, but I think there was also potentially an issue in the second pack, because I saw Ambrose Kniebel off as well. So let's go back. We'll first watch this one with Jack Walls, and then we'll go to the next one. So we're going to focus on that 83 car. And so you see him here on that outside lane. And actually, it's a terrible angle. Let's back that up here a little bit. You already see the contact in the slide. But it looks like from what I'm looking at here is contact between the 83 and the 8. And again, I think it's just the entries here are so quick. And you can see dude's a little higher than the 32 and the 88. That gets into Jack. And it looks like, yeah, Ed DeBoer gets a little piece of Jack there as well. So I'm not 100% sure if it was there, because now I want to jump over to Ambrose. You can see he's sliding as well. So let's go back for him. Well, he's off on his own, actually, so I don't think it's going to be for Ambrose, because let's say he slides, but let's say when he spins out, though, he's off the racing surface. So, yeah, I'm going to say likely incident is for that contact with Jack Walls. However, the driver that's very, very happy about that, this man right there, Jason Bogart.
Yes, he is. And he was about 10, maybe about 12 seconds for going a lap down. No, what a big break.
Yeah, big break for him. Unfortunately, it won't be a break for Ambrose, as he was involved in the incident, or a separate incident. He won't get one of his laps back. So that's going to bunch the field back up here. We will see pit stops. And do we need to do math, Matt? At this point, are we getting to that danger Kevin Freeze zone?
No, give me a minute. I really hope we don't go down that route. Let's see if our max was what, 21? Let's see, 21.
It might be close.
Oh no!
It could be a fuel. I'm not sure. We'll wait and see. We'll be able to tell pretty quick. So we'll watch these guys hit pit road. Good evening, Mama Groover. Hope you are doing well as you watch your boy lead the field onto pit road. Oh, as I say that, commentator's curse as he had. So right there, Matt, you saw the big slide there. I'm going to say that's too much rear brake for Seth there, because he was just getting down to speed, and that thing just immediately hooked to the rear. So I say the nice part is it's under yellow, so he's not going to lose a draft or anything like that. But that just shows kind of, again, the adjustments these guys have to make to get that all squared away. Gabe is down and away already. He had a quick pit stop. So what we will do here is we're going to take advantage here. We'll do a quick break here, show off our wonderful sponsors, and we will do a Whiplash Sim Cams on that one. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right. As you can see, lights are off of the pace car. Bunch of cars topping off here, Matt. Looks like about 4 did not top off. Jack Walls will be the first off of pit road. And again, I'm starting to wonder, is this gonna maybe be some fuel mileage here? So we're gonna restart this thing on lap 30.
Yes, I did my math calculations. Yes, it is.
They need to go basically one of these runs. They need to run 23 laps. Is basically the sum of it, because they're gonna restart this thing. If they split it in half, they're gonna restart this race with 50.
You know what? I did my math over again. Hang on, I rechecked it. They are going to be as far as their max run. The max run I saw was 21. They are going to be officially 4 laps short.
Yeah, well, it'll be curious to see. So I think we're gonna restart this thing with 45 laps to go. So obviously there, if you split that in half, that's 22 and a half. So that means they got to go 23 and then 22, or vice versa. Or if they get 23, 23, they'd be golden. So that's what we got to watch now, Matt, is going to be to see, can anybody make it 23 laps on a tank here? That'll be the answer.
No.
So we'll see. I'll say good evening, Ramrod. I'll say rooting on 017 Jason Bogart. Jason just got a huge break with this caution, getting himself back in the main pack. And also, Matt, I see a little bit of right front damage to Jeremy Osborne's machine there in the 41. So same thing. We saw a little bit of right front, although we got Bud Steele starting it down on the apron here. I say it's always a tricky one with the pit stop cycle. Sometimes drivers may not be exactly lined up with the one to go and the wave rounds, or not the wave rounds, but the one to go and the top offs and all that. So hopefully admins are able to square that away. But what we can tell you is that Robert Hooligan is back out on the point, and he is going to have, it looks like, Jeremy Osborne right behind him. And I was a little nervous about Andy Brigante and Ed DeBoer, but they caught the field. So we will have all of our 23 lead lap drivers all together. And so, yeah, so like I said, now it's just going to be, it'll be interesting to see, like I said, Matt, is someone going to try to do the fuel mileage game? Or are we going to see these guys have to make a very short potential splash of fuel? Or do you even maybe consider splitting this race in thirds and doing 2 shorter stops? However, up front, Jack Wall's now at the point. You see Bud Steele getting to the inside. Andrew Schroeder now pushing that 84 car. And so, yes, like I said, could be strategy, could just be these guys go full send and then try to work their pit stops. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see, as we still got, again, plenty of time to go in this one, not even quite at the halfway point. Look at Ambrose here. He's going to try to get a lap back the old-fashioned way, Matt. He's got big pushes from Dean Wilkinson, and I think he is safely clear. I don't know if Dean is or not. Yeah, Dean can't clear. However, he'll slot in front of Jack Walls here. So that's going to gain him at least one of his laps back, which I think right now is, I think he'll still be 4 down if I'm not mistaken. We'll wait for the timing and scoring to update. And actually, no, I'm sorry, it's actually higher. It's be 6 down. Now it's actually, I think it was 5 down. Now it's 6 down because Dean's gotten right back around him. So, yeah, unfortunately, he had it there for a moment, but now he's going to have to fall back a little bit. So, yeah, unfortunately, just not the night that Ambrose was looking for with that connectivity issue right off the kick.
I wonder if these guys will go back 3 wide, knowing it's not a fuel race, really. Well, for some people it is.
So the first person that comes to mind that's going to try to pull off a fuel strategy,
Nick Wing,
right? I say we were on the same boat. I was already looking for him, and you called it before I even got the camera to him. If there's a driver that's going to try to work on fuel number, it'd be him. He's very good at running fuel mileage races. We've seen him do it before. So, also, I want to take a look. Where's Vicente? How is that fender looking? Yeah, that car looks all better now too. So I think he was able to get that pulled out. And yeah, that car looks perfect again. So again, also benefit for Vince to be able to get those damage repairs and then get back out on track as well. So, but yeah, Matt, right now we've got the whole field all together once more. Ooh. Oh, man.
You see that? Were you thinking what I was thinking there?
I just don't know why Dean went all the way to the top there.
Why?
Or is this? Oh,
Look at
Matt,
the 32. Look.
I wonder if anchors are being dropped, Matt. It seems like it's one of those races where people don't want to lead.
Oh no! Don't tell me that's. Let's look at the lap times.
Yeah, I'll
shall
say
we?
we'll watch lap times here again. Some of the fastest laps are in the mid 50s, mid upper 50s. So I mean, 51.4 for Bud Steele last time by. So I mean, it's about a half a second off. Oh, you see Frank Ranger there. He drifted up a little bit, so he's going to try to find somewhere to slot back in. That's going to allow Jason Bogart, Zach Perry to sneak on by. He should be able to tuck in right behind Zach, and it's exactly what he does. So yeah, so we'll see here. I said we'll keep an eye on the speeds, but it definitely looks like they're still staying pretty aggressive.
6 miles to save. And like how many laps? 45 laps?
I like to say if someone can go 23, that'll be our telltale.
Yeah. If it was me, I'm just saying as a driver, I would just go for it. Some of these guys, really questionable.
I like fuel saving strategies. However, it also is sometimes really frustrating as well. So, lap time wise though, yeah, I mean it's 51.22 for Bud Steele. His best is a 51.06. So, speed wise, yeah, there's no fuel saving going on up front here. It's not like somebody's up front running 80% throttle and just backing up the rest of them to him. So yeah, up front, these guys are definitely making the moves and trying to push. You say Jason Bogart, Zach Perry, they want to get up front. Like they know they got some viewers here on Green White Checker TV, so they want to go. And you can see Zach's moving to the bottom. He was trying to tell Jason, hey, go low. We got some numbers down on the bottom, so they're going to drop to the inside there, right in front of Vicente. And I say that inside line definitely seems to have the numbers at the moment. All right, who have we not given some love to lately, Matt? So we gotta make sure we get all the drivers here that we've chatted about.
Your dad.
All right, we'll jump to the old man there, Jim Brooks. He is in that group of those guys that we suspect could be fuel saving, and I also think the other drivers I'm suspecting fuel saving are the boot knockers as well.
You should give Bob Fitzgerald some love too.
Oh, we love some Bob.
I love Bob. Man.
It's hard not to. He's a really good dude. I say super calm and cool, and I say been able to chat with him some pre and post race, and yeah, I've always enjoyed our conversations. And oh my goodness, dude Conrad. So here we go. Strategy is going to be to short pit for Gabe Butler, Dude Conrad, Eric Laurie. So here you go, Matt. So this is their 2-stop strategy. They said, you know what? Let's pit early. Let's put just a little bit of fuel in that should keep them on the lead lap. But right now what they need to do is they got to stay all together on this one. And that said, though, I mean, dude had his hands full there in that pit entry.
I wonder what these guys or other drivers are thinking now.
We'll see if there's any reaction to it. The problem is right here, the delay there for Eric Laurie. He didn't get in as tight as them. He also had about a second longer of a pit stop. They're going to have to probably wait for him, which is going to hurt their kind of their strategy a little bit. So now we'll jump up front. Do we see a reaction? No, we do not. So they will stay in the lead lap here, Matt. It's what's going to have to happen, though, is they're going to need to make some lap times, though, once they get all back up in order. So right now, I think what we see right now is, yeah, dude's pulling back to pick up Eric, and then the both of them will pick up Gabe. So you can see the teamwork already starting to come into play for those top three. So that's the risk reward. If you've got a smaller team and you're trying to make this pit stop strategy happen, everybody's got they got to hit everything absolutely perfectly. And just unfortunately, say Eric didn't quite get in as hot, and then and this one was no fault of his own, just had a longer pit stop, had to put more fuel in. So there's only so much you can do there, and that's what made the difference. Was Gabe was a 41-second total pit lane time, dude 42 seconds, and then Eric was 44 seconds. So all those little things added up there for the three of them.
Speaking of little things, I'm looking at a small group ahead of these leaders. If I was the leaders, I would push the issue and trying to catch those two right there, because Gabe is way far off between the 8 and the 071 there.
And I think they'll get there. I don't think there's any dramas there. And that's the problem too, is this is gonna hurt their fuel strategy, just because of the fact that they've lost so much time. Again, they haven't had a full up to speed lap, so we don't have that one. But yeah, so unfortunately that's definitely not what they're hoping for. You see the top two definitely cleared the 32 there, but it looks like Bud and Vicente going to stay up in that second lane. Seth's going to jump up as well. See if there's any pit stops.
We got yellow.
Trouble in the back, yeah. Jim Brooks is involved, Nick Wing, and I think Andy Bergante as well. So it looks like 3 cars involved in this one. And, oh, yeah, Andy's got serious suspension damage. Looks like Nick had to take a tow. I think Jim's in the same boat there. He has to tow as well. That's a big break for the boot knockers because they don't get knocked a lap down. Let's go back and let's try to see if we can find what exactly happened here. I think I'm a little too far back, but we'll just pick it up full pace. I wonder if maybe they were going to try to jump into pit road as well, a little bit off sequence. Maybe got a little bit of miscommunication, but what we'll do is it looks like the 28's actually the one leading this, so we'll watch him. Oh, no, just a bad checkup.
Ooh, you got in the back of Nick Wing, yeah.
Oof,
yeah.
Big hit for the 51 there, and then for Andy. For Andy, he just had nowhere to go, unfortunately, so we'll go back one more time. We'll watch from Andy. Actually, it's already happened, so let's back it up a little bit, be easier.
Good seeing Andy save that fast repair for that last full incident.
Yeah, exactly right. So, just unfortunately, I'd say there's a little bit of checking with the inside, and that accordion effect. It basically came together at the 51 and the 28, and the 53 was really close. There's Andy try to move up to find to be able to see what was going on, and unfortunately, just happened to be right where Jim was. So. Tough break for all those guys involved. Like I said, they're going to have to take a tow. So right now they're waiting to see if maybe that tow can be quick enough where they can not lose a lap. So now the question mark is going to be here. All these guys can pit. They still have to make another pit stop before the end. I'm watching Gabe and company. Nope, they're all going to come in as well. So they decide, okay, you know what? Let's just go ahead and jump in. So I think same thing. They want to make sure they shorten their final pit stop as well. So
that's actually a big break for the 88, the 71, and the 8.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because they were losing so much time, and that is a huge break for them. Now they don't have to worry about. Maybe they have to worry still about one more stop ahead of us. I think.
Yeah, definitely one more stop. And now it's going to open up the window. How early or late do you want to make that pit stop? Do you want to try another short pit strategy, or do you just go long? So. There's going to be some strategies involved there.
Oh, yeah. It looks like Nick Wayne is, he's back on track. I don't know how many laps down.
Should just be 1.
Yeah. And I think your dad is still sitting on pit road there.
Yeah, I think Nick was able to tow just a tiny bit quicker. Yeah, so there's Nick rolling off. We'll probably see the 51 start to get his magic fix here in just a second. Although, I'm actually wondering if maybe didn't have the fast repair checked. I'm seeing the steering wheel moving around. So I'm wondering if maybe... Did he maybe use a fast repair earlier in the race or not? That'd be unfortunate. And that car's just disappeared.
Yep.
I think that might be night over. Yeah. Yep. So possibly some earlier damage at some point in the race, and then a hit like that, and just there's nothing that can be done. So, and you see the timing and scoring as well. Looks like he and Ambrose now both showing out of the race. Nick Wing, the only car 1 lap down. So that's a tough break for Jim there. Obviously, Ambrose had the connection issue right off the bat. And then had an incident later on as well. So just tough night.
He's back on.
Oh.
Ambrose.
Ambrose came. I wonder if maybe he had another disconnection then.
Yeah, he's, as I was told, and we had a long conversation between, he's out in the boonies, as you would say, and you know how connection goes. And I think it was like Starlink or something.
Yeah, that's actually Jim has the same thing as well. My dad has that as well. And I was saying it works really well as opposed to his other options. Like I said, just because of where he is on the rural side of things. But when there's bad weather, there's because again, if it's really cloudy or stormy, the satellites have to go through all the clouds and all that, and so it just adds to the difficulty. And so, yeah, it's just again, it's part of sim racing. Unfortunately, the internet connections and computer issues. It's just part of the gig. So, however, Matt, we got the one to go here. We're gonna restart this thing with 33 to go. So again, if they split it in half, they can go 17 laps. We know at this point there is no fuel concerns for any of these drivers.
Right.
Nick Wing's just leaving pit road, Matt, though, so he's going to have to really hustle to try to catch back up to the field before they get this restart. So we'll keep an eye on him. But yeah, and then from here we'll go from there. And also, Matt, you got a Mama Groover saying good evening to you.
Good evening there, Mama. How you doing tonight? Hey, I'm actually a big fan of your son's.
Yeah, say just a set tonight, but hopefully Patrick is doing well. But Matt, pace car is off, handing it back over to Bud Steele. You see in the background there, that is Andy Bergante catching. Behind him is Quabi Brooks. I don't think either of them are actually going to catch all the way back up. Andy might have a chance. I don't feel good about the 53. And then Nick Wing, no chance for him to catch the field. So he's going to unfortunately need another caution. And that's going to be the only chance for him.
Yeah, those guys shouldn't have came down the second time around because they lost so much time.
Yeah, Andy's good. Andy got there, so he's able to get there. Looks like he has used that fast break. That car's looking nice and shiny. 53 car, not so much. He's about 3 seconds back, and he's about to feel the effects of no draft. So, unfortunately, that's going to leave us now 20 drivers in this main pack together. And then with the 53 and the 28 out of the draft, the 28 being the only car right now, one down. And then, yeah, so right now, like I said, Matt, we still got plenty of time to go. 32 here at the line. So now it's just about maybe, again, when do you want to make that pit stop? Do you try, if you got a big enough crew, do you maybe try to pit early, see if you can nail that entry and exit and maybe try to catch these guys kind of off guard? It would be a longer pit stop, though, this time.
Yes, it would. Ambrose, that was a little bit closer. I know he's trying to help his teammates. Well,
yeah, Ambrose is going to drop to the apron, let these guys roll on by, it looks like.
Yeah. And that's going to leave Andrew Schroeder out to dry. On with Vince, and they're going to lose a ton of spots here. And that is going to propel the 6 of Bud Steele to the lead. And I heard that's Muff's favorite driver.
Yeah, Muff's a big Bud Steele fan. And you're talking about a big move there, by a bunch of big moves there. You saw Mike Rim because he cut to the bottom. I also saw there the 32 saw the 70 come, and he jumped up in front of him. And you mentioned teammates to the 04 of Ambrose Kniebel, and say right there is Corey Buskirk. He's worked his way now into that top 5 in that 998 machine. So Corey's having a good run here early, not too far back. Jeremy Osborne's right there in the mix as well. So a couple of those squirrels here right in the thick of it as well. Even Frank Ranger.
What?
We going for it again? Oh, yeah, we are.
We were momentarily. Oh, they held on to it. You know what? I'm really impressed with these guys holding the 4 wide, but not to jinx these guys there.
Oh.
But Seth Gruber is relentless. He is not giving up.
If there's an outside lane, Seth's going to take it.
Yeah, he's going to find it.
That's going to be he's kind of the Days of Thunder where it's like if there's an outside line, that's where he's going to be type of a thing. So when he goes low to try to pass, it's going to throw these other guys off guard.
Speaking of dynamic duo pairing, where is Patrick? MIA? He's needed. His brother needs him.
I don't know if Seth needs any help right now. I think he's been making enough friends just by how quick he's been tonight. And that's the thing. I mean, that's the same thing with Vince in the 14 car. He's been just kind of rolling solo, but he always has help when he needs because, again, he's able to show time and time again how good he is. And, contact.
Yep.
Oh, no.
Yep.
Oh, my goodness. Up and over goes the 017. Oh, my man. And say there's no caution. I think it will get thrown. Not 100% sure because that's a massive wreck there. And, yeah, caution is indeed out because there was cars flipping across the track there, and my goodness, let's go back and say I think what we saw there was I think we saw the apron just get caught, and I think it was Mike Rimkus that caught the apron, and unfortunately it was Jason Bogart that was just in the wrong place at the wrong time here. We'll get a better look. You see the 79 here. He's going to right there catch the apron. That's going to completely unsettle this car. You see right now he's chasing it. And then for Jason Bogart, just nothing he can do. Wrong place, wrong time. That's going to throw him right almost directly into the pit walls there. It just kind of ricochets off of him, though. And that's going to, you see Vince having to try to jump. Look at Tom Dixon sneaks by. And then unfortunately, look at Gabe there also. And Eric. Oh, I think Eric maybe gets a piece. We'll see kind of if netcode's nice or not to him. But yeah, big hits for the 12, the 017. Gabe Butler looks like he might be okay, but unfortunately for Jason Bogart having to take a tow there.
Speaking of 17, he just Matt Kansas right in the freaking barrel, didn't he?
Yeah, that was not a good time there. So we'll jump back live. You see Ed DeBoer. He is on pit road. The 53 is on pit road. Not sure about that one. And at the time of the yellow, though, I mean, look, Andy Brigante, he's now at the point here, and I believe beneficiary of this one is going to be this Nick Wing fella, who, again, we mentioned he did not catch up to that pack, so he was the same thing, Matt. He was in danger of going 2 down. So, yeah, this is a big break for him.
He got the wave by, right, didn't
he? He's going to, I think, this time here. The leaders haven't got to pit road yet. So we'll keep an eye on that. You see Ed here. I think Ed's trying to limp this car back to pit road as well. So, but yeah, we'll see though is everybody's going to hit pit road here, Matt. It is outside the fuel window, so there still will be one more stop here. So we'll keep an eye on that. And 53 is just rolled out of pit road, so not sure what happened there, but he's had to hit pit road then get back out there. So, not sure on that one. He'll just get an end along his line though. Stayed on the lead lap, it looks like. So, kind of an odd one there, but yeah, so Andy Brigante is going to lead the field onto pit road. You see all these guys hitting their pit stalls. Unfortunately, see what's left of Jason Bogart's car after his tow. And then here comes the race out of pit road, and I think Andrew Schroeder's going to win that race. Talk about Nick Wing, Matt. He's catching the pace car, and we're about to see him sail right on by that pace car.
Right on past it. Yep, there he goes.
So we'll put him back on the lead lap, and we'll do is we got a break. We'll step away for a moment, and we'll be back here on the one to go. Stay tuned.
40 Racewear, makers of the ultimate sim racing shoes and custom apparel designed for sim racing by sim racers. 40 racing shoes are engineered to connect racers to the pedals in a way no other racing shoe can, all the while giving you the comfort needed to complete those double and triple stints. Visit 40racewear.com and check out the latest sim racing products that let you connect to your sim.
All right, lights are off of the pace car. We had a few drivers top off, it looks like, from about Jeremy Osborne on back. He's going to lead the field of drivers that did pit on the one to go. Those that did not top off are going to be Andrew Schroeder, Robert Hooligan, Jack Walls, Bud Steele, and Andy Brigante. So again, fuel mileage wise, that's not going to make a difference to making it or not making it. I think it's just one of those things where it's, again, maybe try to get that little teeny bit of extra fuel. But again, though, we know these guys cannot run 25 laps. So yeah, so again, right now at this point, it's going to be just, again, strategy of when do you want to maybe make that final pit stop. Do we see the boot knockers? Maybe they try to pull that strategy again, maybe do that little short pit. We'll have to watch Eric Laurie, Gabe Butler, and Dude Conrad, see if maybe they try to pull off. Right now, they're not really aligned with each other, so they probably need to get reorganized first. So we'll see. Also, can tell you Jason Bogart is back out on track. I believe he is just, oh, actually, no, I'm sorry. He's 2 down, unfortunately. So he's going to need a little bit of help to get back into it as we are back underway here. Robert Hooligan leading that inside lane with help from Jack Walls. Andrew Schroeder on the outside. I'm looking at the group of drivers, Matt. Mike Rimkus. I'm not sure what happened to Mike here, but he's fallen way off, unfortunately. That's going to cost him the draft. It looks like the rest of the field will be okay, so we're going to have the top 20 still together. Also, I'm looking at Dude Conrad there. He's got some decent left front damage that he's got still lingering on his car, so he's going to be probably same thing. He'll be able to hold the draft, but probably not wanting to lead this draft. Because yeah, that 8 car is definitely looking a little worse for wear there. You can see that left front tire sticking out past the fender. So yeah, so not what Dude's hoping for there, but again, still plenty of time to go. And talk about teammates, if maybe they try to work together or maybe try some strategy together. Yeah, they're very spread out because you saw the 8 and the 071, they're fair back. Gabe Butler though, he's trying to push Bud Steele to the point.
Oh, I think Mike's going to lose the draft. He was catching for a little bit. I was watching him.
Yeah, it's 2 seconds now. It's clicking backwards fast. So up front now, Matt, is that number 88 of Gabe Butler. And I'm looking a little further back, and you can see these guys trying to work together to hold that draft because right now Eric Laurie's about 8/10 off of Quabi Brooks, but again, they've also got the 017 of Jason Bogart there as well for some draft. But I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to find that balance of kind of who's in what spots to help Dude out, I think, right now. And so I think the plan is with Eric leading, Dude in the middle, and then Nick Wing as the pusher. That's their best position here to try to get themselves back up into this pack, and it's definitely going the right way. But yeah, Dude's going to, if he has a fast pair still, he may need to consider using it unless he has a caution to maybe try to get some significant damage repairs done to that car because unfortunately, that nose damage is really affecting his top end. And you can see, again, Eric's actually kind of pulled him pretty heavily there. And yeah, there goes Nick Wing. Nick said, I can't risk losing that draft. So this is going to put Dude in a bad spot right here, Matt.
Oh, I'm listening to the driver chat. These guys they're having a good time out there, man. Now they're talking about chili.
It's about that weather for it again. I say it's starting to cool off. I say it's finally cooled off out here. You see again the 04 of Ambrose Knebel. He's dropping to the inside here. He's going to need to get merged up here soon, though, because again that banking transition is pretty brutal. And there he goes. He's going to move up. So yeah, so I'll have to keep an eye. But yeah, right now, and actually I'm watching. Yeah, Eric Laurie's trying to be a good teammate here to help Dude out. So Eric's dropped back here, and I think what we'll see is, I believe, yeah, we're going to see Eric basically lock onto the back of Dude and try to push him. But I think problem is now damage is done. Dude is now almost 2 seconds back of Nick. And so, yeah, so this is going to be an unfortunate going the wrong way for them. And again, it's one of those you just don't know. And unfortunately, if dude did have a fast pair, that's probably where he should have used it. But you never know. Caution could fall, and it could still put him in a good spot. So we'll have to wait and see. As good evening, Connie. As they rooted on Jeremy Osborne. Jeremy right now just inside the top 10 in that number 41 machine. I'd say again, all these guys still have one more pit stop to go, Matt. And that window should be opening pretty much, I think, around this time now. So we talked about these guys could definitely go 20 laps on fuel. The question mark again is just when do you want to blink? Do you have the numbers to maybe try to organize something?
Early pit, maybe.
Well, I mean, we saw it with the boot knockers, and unfortunately, it didn't go as well as they would have hoped. But again, I mean, and obviously it won't work right now because Gabe has no help, so he's gonna have to make friends or just react to somebody else hitting pit road. But again, you look at like the bigger teams like Roswell or something like that, they could probably pull it off here if they wanted to try to do something because they still have Bud Steele, still have Ed DeBoer, Nick Wing, Quabi Brooks, so they have 4 drivers at least. So, sorry, and Jack Wells as well. So they have 5 drivers that could still be part of that strategy. But again, right now they're not all organized together. So it'll be interesting to see at what point, again, who blinks first, and then do we see the response to it. And actually, you see in the background there, they decide, you know what, it's not worth limping this as much as we can. We're just going to pit now. We know we're in our window. I think we'll see Dude take the fast pair, and then from here they will have the field to the end. So they've decided to take a gamble there.
That's probably a smart play.
Yeah, I think that's what they just had to do. And let's say fastest lap of the race last time by goes to Ambrose Kniebel, 49.99. Matt, he broke the 40-second mark in that number 04 car. So again, just shows how fast these things are able to move. And the 8 and the 071, they're leaving pit road now, but I believe they will get trapped a lap down. However, their best case scenario here in my mind is if they can at least hang on to the draft of these leaders here. As we've got one down in the apron. I think that's Dean Wilkinson. Now he's back on track. Oh man, it's getting dicey here though. They know we have to pit again though, right?
Oh, I hope. They're about 4 wide again. Pretty close.
All right, there's Eric and DDC. They stay on the apron. They're going to let the field swing on by here. And again, if they can make this happen, Matt, they can right now start to merge up, steal that draft here. It looks like that'd be Jason Bogart. I don't think they're going to have it, though, unfortunately. I think it's going to just be too much momentum. Big wreck.
Ouch.
Oh, man. Jeremy Osborne definitely got the brunt of that one.
Yes, he did.
And we'll see if he can. That car looks like it's just stuck up against the wall. I don't even think he can get it off the wall if he tried there. It looks like it's kind of glued itself on there. Yeah, there's the toe. Oh my goodness, what happened there? Because that was a brutal shot for Jeremy. We'll back it down here. We'll go to Jeremy, and we'll take a look from the outside. Let's back it up a little further to get a better view of this. So you see Bud Steele underneath him. Vicente's going to jump to the bottom. And it's just going for the same real estate, I think, is the best we can describe that. Also, you see Bud there and the 32 make a little bit of contact. Oh, and then Frank Ranger as well gets in. And, oh, man, that's a heavy hit. And this is where you're glad it's just sim racing because that would hurt a lot. So that's a really, really tough break for Jeremy. He's going to have to he takes a tow there as well. Yeah. So, yeah, that's a tough one, unfortunately, for him. We'll jump back live. As you see, he's on pit road now waiting for his tow. Lucky Dog side of things, Matt, it gets a little interesting here. I believe it may go to this car here of Dude Conrad, as it looks like he was ahead of Eric Laurie. However, everybody's going to have to pit here, which means these guys should be able to wave by here and get back on the lead lap regardless.
Yep.
Unless somebody stays out and traps them a lap down.
I don't think that's going to happen. I think all are going to pit.
Oh, Mike. Okay, Mike was a lap down as well. That's what I was trying to double check here. So actually, it might be Mike Rimkus is the wave around car. Nope, never mind. It's Dude. Dude's off on his way. So yeah, so what's gonna happen here, Matt? Like you said, so Mike Rimkus, or sorry, Dude Conrad is the lucky dog. He gets the free pass around. Mike Rimkus, Eric Laurie, and Ambrose Kniebel. What they can do now is they stay out, and then on the one to go, they can then pass the pace car, drive all the way around the track, and then check back up behind the field. So that's what their plan is going to be here, to be able to get back into the, hopefully back, at least gain a lap back or get back on the lead lap. So we'll take one more break here. We haven't shown on one of our commercials. Give some love to our favorite deckers, Ryan and Caitlin. So I'll be right back here after this ad from Sensi.
At Sensi, we love fragrance. How it makes us feel. How it connects us to our deepest memories. How sharing those memories connects us with each other.
And as it turns out, there's a lot of people who feel the same way and share Sensi's core values of simplicity, authenticity, and generosity. Our beautiful campus in Meridian, Idaho welcomes employees, consultants, and the community year-round.
That's why we've grown from selling just warmers and wax to selling a complete line of products, so you can fill your life with fragrance no matter where your day takes you.
Whether it's fun partnerships with beloved brands, innovative, high-performing cleaning products, laundry care that smells as good as it works, or personal care products to create your signature scent, Sensi products are made to share.
Maybe that's why our culture has always felt like family. We call it Sensi Spirit. It's a feeling of love, acceptance, generosity, and community that we share freely with everyone we meet. And we welcome you to experience it yourself. Like it? Buy the product. Love it? Host a get-together with your friends. Want more? Start your own Sensi business. You can earn amazing trips around the world and rewards. You can work your business whenever and wherever you want, giving you more time for the things and people that matter most. Ask your Sensi consultant for more info.
All right, lights are off the pace car. We just saw Mike Rimkus, Eric Laurie get the wave around, so they're going to try to hustle back up and get to the back again. Because Matt, I say it's again, this is a really big track here, and yeah, they're going at pace speed, but we'll have to see if Mike and Eric, if they can get back up to the field, because right now the field is just about to enter turn number 3, and they're just about to hear the cross the start finish line, so they're going to have to really push here. You see Eric Laurie, he's almost trying to draft here Mike Rimkus to get them back up there. So it's going to be tight. I don't know if they'll be able to do it. So we'll keep an eye and see once we get this restart going. But at this point, Matt, it's just an outright race to the finish here. Fuels should be out of the question. Green-white checkers, maybe at that point not out of the question. But we know all these guys can definitely make it to that lap 75 marker. So right now, up to the front now is Dean Wilkinson to his outside Bud Steele. Then you get Andy Brigante and Robert Hooligan right behind them. So pace car is in, handing it over to our front row. And we are underway here at 14 to go here at the line. Dean Wilkinson leading the way.
Oh, Ambrose made it.
All right, so now we're looking. Oh, yeah, and I'm looking in the back there. Mike and Eric, I don't think are going to get there in time. They've gotten to about 5 seconds off of Dude Conrad, but they're gonna, I think by the time they get closer, I think these guys are gonna be fully up to speed. But we'll see. It's still going the right direction. They've gotten to about 3 seconds now, down to about 2.5.
I think they just got there.
It's gonna be close. It's gonna be very close. Eric's gonna have to he needs to basically tandem as if this is for the win of this race, because it's right on the absolute edge. Yeah, so Matt, it's pretty much time to go here, and it's still close. I think they're going to get there, because now they're within a second of Mike Rimkus, and they have actually got, I believe, Ambrose Kniebel there behind. So I think Mike and Eric are just going to grab onto them.
Yeah, their speed just picked up. They got the grab. Wow.
As we are almost 4 wide, back to 3 wide there.
These guys are relentless 4 wide.
Yeah, it's 4 wide in that middle group there. Now back to 3 there as well. Bud Steele leading the middle lane. Frank Ranger leading the outside lane with help from Gabe Butler. Dean on the inside with Andy Bergante. Right now, Dean just nose ahead, but a great push on the top side by the 1788. A little bit of contact there. Oh, we got a little bit of connectivity issue there as well for the 70. That's going to make everybody nervous. And that's unfortunate. The trick of being on the outside line there, Matt, was Frank was wanting to try to run that third lane, but unfortunately just... Oh, contact!
Oh, boy.
Andy is around. Caution is out. That may have just been a bump gone wrong here, unfortunately, but that's going to bring the caution out. And I believe... Oh, no, actually, I'm still showing Jason 2 down, so I think actually this will get Jason 1 of those 2 laps back. He must have not taken the wave by, but let's go back here. Let's take a look here with Andy Bergante if we can get a better look. And I think, like I said, I think it was just unfortunately just a bump that didn't quite go as they were hoping it would. So again, I mean, everything was going to start to get more and more aggressive here. Let's get a better angle of this. This, I think, will show up pretty well. So I'm watching Andrew Schroeder behind him. And is this just an off-centered bump? Oh, look at, oh my goodness, look at that. He just lifts up the 70. Let's go back one more time here. I think what happens here, Matt, is we've talked about this before, is it's, I think, maybe pushing the pusher. So what's going to happen here is I believe at this point, Andy is on the 55. That pushes his nose down right at the same time. And yeah, I mean, there's nothing Andy can do because his rear wheels were completely off the ground here. And that's just unfortunate, aggressive driving. Oh, remember I mentioned Jason Bogart get a lap back? Unfortunately, he got a piece of that one, so I don't think he's going to be able to be eligible for one of those wave rounds. So just tough night continues for the 017 of Jason Bogart. So right now, and you can see here, Matt, once again, field not hitting pit road because they know they got the field to the end. That or the timing of the yellow. I'm not sure which it is. But yeah, pretty much nobody's pitting here. Looks like Andy is, again, due to his damage. And I think that might mean that Ambrose could wind up getting the wave around here. We'll keep an eye out on him. And he's looking like he's going to get up there, so... Yeah, and yep, there goes Ambrose. He's working the top side here. He's going to grab one of his laps back. And again, I got to give a shout out to Ambrose for just, it's not been his night. He just hasn't had the luck with the connectivity issues and all that, but he's been sticking it out. So big shout out to him on that one. Like I said, Jason Bogart, it's unfortunate because he was in a spot to gain a lap, and then unfortunately just the car kind of ricocheted up right where he was. Nothing he could do in that one. And then same thing with Andy Bergante. Just he was pushing Dean, and again, just the way these cars are, they aren't perfectly centered. So I think him getting into the nose of Dean kind of probably pushed his nose down a little bit to back up, and that's kind of what was allowed Andrew Schroeder to come, almost just basically wedge underneath him. And these guys, again, we were getting towards that 10 to go, so all the aggression is going to start to pick up, and it's just unfortunately one of those scenarios on some plate racing at times. With that said, though, once again, you see lights are off of the pace car. We are at 10 to go now, which means we're going to restart this race with single digits to go in this one. So, again, got to bring up the rules again. There is the one fast repair. We've seen, unfortunately, some have had to use it. And then the other part of it, of course, is there are 3 green-white checkered attempts should we need them. I think at this point, it seems likely that everybody's feeling pretty confident that they have everything that they need to get to the end of this race, even if we get the extra times. So now it's, again, just who can find their dancing partner in this one. I'm looking to find some teammates in the area, and I could definitely see Bud Steele and Dean Wilkinson work together. Unfortunately, Zach Perry does not have his teammate too close with Jason Bogart. I do see Quaby Brooks, Jack Walls nose to tail. However, on the inside line, Nick Wing not too far behind there as well. Ed DeBoer right there as well. So there are a few options I do see as well. Bob Fitzgerald and Tom Dixon lined up as well. So there's definitely some opportunities here for some stuff to happen. Dude, Conrad, you can see that car looks nice and shiny again. So I'm thinking Fast Repair taking on his pit stop. So yeah, so there's a lot of opportunities for these guys to try to find their dancing partners, if you will. Or it's just going to be one of those ones, just get who you can and see if you can make the right moves at the right time here.
I'm looking at our pole sitter. He's got a shot to win this thing.
Yeah, no, Robert's been really good from just basically
The start of the race.
first race, even just start of the season even too. He's just been super good. But it's going to be Bud Steele control car on this restart. And we are back and away here. 9 to go at the line. Pretty even start for the two of them. Usually what we see is that inside line has the short distance is always the benefit, and then the outside line starts to prevail. But Nick Wing's wasting no time at. He's jumped to the third lane. He's got Ed DeBoer just like we talked about. They're going to try to make something happen on that third lane, but we'll see. Did they make that jump too soon? Because that, again, got wreck in the back there. That's Ambrose Kniebel. Again, caution will not come out because he was behind the field, so we stay under green. And tough night continues for him. But, yeah, right now that third lane I don't think is panned out like Nick Wingen and Ed DeBoer are hoping here. Oh, just a little off center there for Andrew Schroeder and Dean Wilkinson. And that's really, you can see Andrew's trying to wait, doesn't want to hit the quarter panel of the 55 through the turns, and that's cost him so much momentum. That's allowed Seth Groover to get right back up there. He doesn't have any help yet, but give him a moment. He's going to have some help from that 28 and the 12. But right now, Bud Steele continues lead with that big pushing from Robert. Oh, big slides out contact for the back.
Oh,
huge wreck. Caution out. Multiple cars involved, unfortunately, in this one as well. Tom Dixon, you can see there. Zach Perry got a good chunk of that. Eric Laurie. Oh, Eric's car is just completely destroyed.
Oh.
Yeah, Corey, it's going to be one of those ones where who wasn't involved. You see Seth Groover. We saw, Nick Wing was in it as well. Dude's car looks okay. A little bit of nose damage for Mike. All right, let's go back, though. That was a massive crash. And from where I was at the time, I think what happened there was one car drifted up, another tried to fill the gap, and again, kind of going for the same real estate here. So we'll watch here as I was right around Tom Dixon. And you see Tom drifts up a little bit on entry here, and you watch Vicente. Vicente sees the openings. I'm going to go for it. And then unfortunately, you see these guys kind of all squeezed together. There's another one of those four wides we just talked about, and just nothing Zach Perry can do, nothing Seth can do, just wrong place, wrong time. And unfortunately, it just sends all these cars up into the wall there. And yeah, it's just, again, it's getting to the closing stages of the race. Oh, you actually see Gabe there. He gets a little bit of contact from Corey Buskirk as well. So a couple of cars involved in this one. And does Jason Bogart finally catch a break in that 17 car? We'll back up to speed. I think finally Jason may have finally caught the break he was hoping to get. We'll see if he gets that wave around on the one to go, or on the caution here once they get to the line. But what we're going to see here, Matt, is a lot of drivers having to hit pit road for repairs here. But again, this will still be outside our green-white checkered window, though. So yeah, first car we'll see on pit road, it was going to be Nick Wing. And then you'll see a handful of others having to follow suit there. Mike Rimkus is definitely one we expected. And then, Seth and Zach and company. So I believe Eric Laurie, Matt, I think Eric may have had to take a tow. Unfortunately, a couple heavy hits there. And so let's see. Now we'll jump over to Jason. And does he finally catch that break? He does. He's working on catching up to the field, so he'll finally at least get to 1 lap down. Again, he's going to wants and not wants, so I'll say another yellow to get back in the lead lap to have a chance at this thing, but he's finally able to at least get one of those 2 laps back. So once again, we're back on reel. We'll step away here. I'll say pull up another one of our ads here from Whiplash SimCam, so stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right, lights are off of the pace car. We definitely had a few lengthier pit stops. Unfortunately, a couple of guys, I'd say, just rolling off now. Nick Wing just did as much as he could. He's just, I'd say, unfortunately, it's also going to drop him a lap down. So he and Jason Bogart will be in the lucky dog situation. However, of course, Jason looks like his car's pretty pristine. Eric Laurie, that car's missing a whole right front, so that's probably not going to be doing too well. So, Matt, go for it. Go. No, you're good.
You know, the cleanest cars right now are right up at the front, my friend.
They've been able to stay in front of all the trouble, and
Robert Hooligan, he has not a scratch on that thing.
No, they've done a great job. And so, Matt, we're going to restart this thing with 4 to go. So we obviously haven't hit green, white, checker territory yet. Again, that would be if we get a caution, basically within like 3 or so to go with the way these races are. So right now, they still have a couple laps before they get to the white. And again, that's how it always works. If they get to the white flag, at that point, the race is official. They just watched that pace car do a giant drift down to the pit road. But it's going to hand it over to Bud Steele, Robert Hooligan, who you just mentioned, Dean Wilkinson, Andrew Schroeder, Jack Walls, our top 5, as we're back underway here, 4 to go. You see Seth there peeking out to that third lane already. Again, I think it's too soon to do that. Yeah. You really got to build the speed up before you hit that third lane in my mind, but at the same time, too, you want to get a little bit of, almost be able to kind of see what's going on around you as well. So there's kind of 2 birds on that one. Right now, the Bud Steele, and like you said, Matt, just been some great pushes right now from Bud, from Dean. You mentioned Robert Hooligan a little earlier. He's getting some great help as well from Andrew Schroeder. One of our favorites, Bob Fitzgerald, he's right there in the thick of this thing as well. And there comes that third lane being led by Seth. As, again, a little bit uncentered. They're going to try to get themselves organized again, but it's so difficult here in that second and third lanes to try to stay locked on. Oh, my goodness. Vince with a huge move to the inside line. It's getting aggressive here.
Come on, Bob. I'm his biggest fan right now.
Yeah, so right now, so he's got the whole field all together. I see a couple guys, I think, maybe laying back, just teammate. Jason Bogart, definitely one that's laying back because he wants to make sure he doesn't get caught up. And he has no pressure for the Lucky Dog. Nick Wing could not hang on to that draft with his damage. Right now, it still continues to be Bud Steele and Dean Wilkinson on the inside, Robert Hooligan and Andrew Schroeder on the outside lane, with Seth Groover there and Zach Perry trying to run that third lane. Oh, a little bit off-center there for the 48 and then the 126. They get it reassembled, though. That's going to, again, give a little bit of margin back to Bud for just a moment, Matt, but we're down to 2 to go.
2 to go.
Again, these guys got to get to the white flag, though, before this thing is official.
Yep. One guy we haven't really talked about all night is that 411 of Tom Dixon.
Oh, we got no! We stay straight. Unfortunately, Seth's going to get...
Oh, he's going to lose it.
Oh, he saves it somehow. We do stay green. Unfortunately, I'll say it's a great save for Seth, which unfortunately it's going to hurt him as well. And now you see everybody's starting to jump positions, trying to find where they want to position themselves. And I say it's starting to get a little dicier here. But right now, Dean and Bud are enjoying what they see, which is nothing in front. A lot of craziness behind them, though. We'll see who can get an organization going to get the run here, Matt, because we've got 1 to go here at iRacing.
Oh, my goodness. Who's going to win it?
We'll see. I was saying you got to decide now, what do you do? I mean, if you're Bud Steele, you know there's going to be an outside lane push here. Do you just stay committed to Dean, or do you have to do something? But right now, I say there's no options for Bud here, because I say you can see Andrew Schroeder, he's there. Look at Robert Hooligan. He wants to go to that third lane. Doesn't have help yet. Now he's got help from
he does.
Got some boot knockers behind him.
Yeah, he does.
So now it's just going to be who can get the late charge out of 4 down the front stretch, because it's a little ways down here. So now everybody's going to push for all their worth. Oh, you see one sliding. But now it's the push to the line. A big push, big draft. It's going to be Bud Steele at the window. Huge pile up behind him. And I think Bud's the only car that comes through unscathed, getting the win here tonight at iRacing Superspeedway. It's going to be that 6 of Bud Steele. Jamie's pick from the get-go never faltered. He's going to be our winner tonight. Before we go and watch the celebrations, though, Matt, let's go back. Let's watch this finish here, because, oh my goodness, there were some big pushes here at the very end. We'll try to get a better shot of it as well, because one of these cars just gets completely lifted up at the line. There are some big pushes, and there's the contact, and we'll pause it right there. See, there's Bud Steele at the line there, and then I think somehow this car going across the line sideways, Andrew Schroeder winds up grabbing our 3rd place there, if I'm not mistaken. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, so Bud Steele, Zach Perry, though, definitely the 1-2. And there's the parking lot behind afterwards. And let's jump back live, because I'm sure Bud's doing some celebrating already. He's lined up here. He's ready to show off as we watch that 6 car celebrate. While Bud continues to burn it down, we will go and pull up our results for tonight. We can get our official results. And I say, you see right there, I had the wrong results on mine. It's going to be actually Dean Wilkinson grabbing 3rd. So it's going to be Bud Steele, Zach Perry, Dean Wilkinson are top 3. Just by 0.003 of a second, it's Andrew Schroeder there in 4th. Robert Hooligan, again, a great run for him in 5th. Then you got Tom Dixon, Gabe Butler, Jack Walls, Dude Conrad, and Bob Fitzgerald are top 10. And then right behind him, Quabby Brooks, Mike Rimkus, Ed DeBoer, Frank Ranger Jr., and Corey Buskirk, the remainder of those on the lead lap. And then just unfortunately tough nights there. Just not the breaks he needed there at the end for Jason Bogart. Still stayed trapped 1 down. Really bad luck for Seth Groover getting caught up in that late incident, but somehow saving that car, keeping it green. He winds up in 17th. Definitely didn't show where he had been most of the night, as well as Nick Wing, a tough evening for him, finishing off in 18th. And then just some bad luck for the rest of these drivers here, not getting the results they wanted with those late incidents, including Vicente Guerrero, Eric Laurie, and then Andy Bergante there, Ambrose Kniebel, Jeremy Osborne, and Jim Brooks with the early retirements. So now we got to jump back and chat with some drivers. And we're going to start with this fella here because iRacing lied to me and initially it said it was somebody who it wasn't. So let's go and drag Dean on up over here. Working on dragging Dean all the way. Sorry. So it takes me a little bit because there's a lot of channels in here. There we go. Pull Dean on in over here. Dean, you were pretty committed to Bud there that whole run there towards the end. Obviously, it was a lot going on tonight, but I mean, was there any? I mean, it seemed like you two were pretty committed. Obviously, maybe not formally same team, same Discord, but is it one of those situations? It's like, hey, this is a dude I race with week in and week out. We get on really well, and just this is our best chance for even for a result for yourself, or what's the game plan for you in those final laps there?
That was exactly it. I mean, really, if it was whoever was in front of me down there, I was pushing him. I wasn't going to try to get up in the middle or, potentially lose a spot. So, no, he was at the right place at the right time, and he was getting pushed.
So he had the benefit of having you behind him. And I say, so you mentioned planning kind of just trying to hold the bottom. Is that just because of the nature of this track? It's very risky. Obviously, it's risk reward here more so than anywhere else. Kind of running the second, third lanes because of how easy it is to wash up. Is that kind of what maybe helped you say kind of just make the decision? I want to run that bottom lane.
Yeah, I mean, the middle lane I think is a faster lane. The higher lanes are faster, but myself included, you hit that yellow line or you wash up, and then you scrub off speed. So. The bottom line I think is for those last laps is the best place to be if you can get somebody to and smooth. Bud was pretty smooth, holding a good line, and Jack was behind me. So the three of us, as you can see there, just head to toe, just pushing. It was good.
Yeah, I mean, you guys made it look easy there on the inside. Obviously, there was still a ton going on at that exact time. I mean, it seemed like tonight was one where you opted to stay kind of up front early. We see sometimes you kind of just run cruise control and then make your moves later on the run. Was this one just maybe track position felt more important to you than maybe some of the other races, or is just maybe you're changing just maybe your normal train of racing, or was it just today it was like, I'm just going to be aggressive?
I just wanted to have some fun, do some racing, and I love this track, so.
This track's a blast, and you did an awesome job tonight, man.
Thank you.
So before we let you go, though, as always, got to give you the floor, sir, for any thanks and shouts for that podium tonight, though.
I want to thank you guys for putting on the broadcast. Area 51, great league, and the guys I was running with, Bob Fitzgerald, Tom Dixon, and Mike Rimkus. Those were my teammates for tonight, and good win to Bud.
All right, well, great job tonight, Dean. It's always fun seeing you up here, and looking forward to seeing some more results for you the rest of the way, sir. So good luck on the rest of the season.
Thank you, sir. Have a great night. And thank you, drivers. That was a great race.
All right, let me get Dean back over to his teammates here before we grab our second driver, and we're going to go back because there was a lot happening before we got to that point. And say we're going to pull up that 76 of Zach Perry, because Zach, you've got plenty of fans here rooting you on there on YouTube. And I made a comment earlier in the season where if there's a sponsor, I think it's on that 76 car. And is that the reason for the car number? Is it just you've maybe got about 76 sponsors on it?
Yeah, that sounds about right. All fake sponsors. So if any real sponsors are out there, be glad to have you.
But no, I mean, obviously a great job tonight. I mean, obviously we know you and Jason work real well together, and unfortunately Jason caught in one of those incidents and just never got the break to get back on the lead lap. So that kind of then puts you in a position where it's like, okay, well, I got to either find friends, make friends, or just kind of get what I can there. I mean, what did you do in that situation? I mean, was it one of those, okay, just get to somebody and see how it shakes out, or did you have discussions with, like, in this case, Andrew Schroeder, or how did the remainder of that race work out for you there?
Didn't talk to anybody. I just said if I saw a run, I'm going. I saw the high side moving, and that's where I went. I got caught up on that last caution there, and I came back out. I was like, if I see something moving, I'm gonna go push somebody, do something, and somehow I ended up here. Don't know how it happened, but I'm happy for it.
Well, that's just because you did it best.
Yeah, sounds about right. Something like that. Do it mid.
I love it. But no, man, it was like I said, it was a really, really good result for you. Obviously, also jumping up the most spots there, up 15 spots to that runner up. And I mean, again, and that's the thing, is like, these things are tough, even with somebody that you're dedicated working with, and obviously try to help each other out. But then, yeah, so then the run to the end there, I mean, obviously the best, you kind of do what you can to help yourself out the best by kind of, in this case, pushing Andrew. And then, I mean, was that kind of what your thought was, like, just go as hard as I can to the line, or was like, if maybe there's a move I can try to jump, or, because I mean, obviously we saw it was kind of chaotic there at the checkered flag, but I mean, take us through that last lap. What if you had maybe a plan or hopes for something to happen there?
All I thought was, I really don't want to get wrecked, and I'm going to see if there's an open track in front of me, and that's what I saw, and I went. So, I mean, not really a plan. I don't know anybody other really than Jason and then Jacob Lee. So, I just went out there, was hoping somebody'd be on the high line, stay up there, and get it going. That's what happened. So, and can't believe I got second out of that. I thought for sure I was going to get sent to the fence again. So,
Well, I say
No.
a lot of people did, but I think they did it like either right at or before the start, or right after the start finish line. I'd say you'll go back and look. It was a parking lot there at the line. But yeah, I mean, a hell of a job though tonight. And I say, before we let you go though, like I said, you've got a ton of fans watching, it looks like, on YouTube. So first off, thank you for sharing the link with them for that, and I say they definitely want to hear from you as well. So any shout outs and thanks for that runner up tonight, sir.
yeah. Thanks for the awesome broadcast. It makes it feel realistic, makes it feel like it's professional, which it is professional, but this is a lot of fun. Like to thank Paige, my wife Paige, Jason's family, anybody that was watching. I think my dad's watching. I try to send a link out to everybody. Aaron, my friend Aaron, try to send the link out. This is cool. A lot of people were interested from our area, so pretty awesome. And if there's any sponsors out there, for some reason want to sponsor a dumb redneck, come on over. 1776 for the win.
That sounds good.
I love your attitude, my friend. I'm glad you had a good time, and I appreciate you very much. Great job for it's awesome to see new guys up here in the booth, and I really do appreciate you.
Yeah, appreciate you guys. Thank you.
All right, congrats again, Zach, and look forward to seeing you up here again soon, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
What a cool dude.
Oh no, he is, yeah. And like you said, yeah, obviously love first time winners, but also just, I was saying, the podium too, get to chat with some new people, names and
He's gonna
faces.
get there.
Oh yeah, no, it's only a matter of time. So this guy, I say, we actually had a little bit of it looks like some research being done on the back end. I don't know if you saw that over on the YouTube chat. And that is going to be this fella here. We're going to drag in. That is Mr. Bud Steele. And Craig's doing some digging. He says, this may be your 21st overall win in Area 51, including Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. So, Bud, you're one of our guys. I say, Jamie over, it's like he pretty much picks you week in week. It's like Bud Steele for the win. So you got one here tonight. You had obviously your buddy Dean right behind you, and then Jack Walls right behind him. But it wasn't an easy one, obviously. You had to work for it, and there was a lot happening tonight. I mean, just take us through it, because it did feel like you were in the main pack here pretty much all evening long.
Well, yeah, I wanted to stay up front as much as possible. But yeah, thank you, Jamie. Appreciate you sticking with me, bud. Yeah, I appreciate Dean sticking with me. Earlier, we were running the second lane, and that's kind of where I wanted to be at the end, if possible. But didn't work out that way, because there's a little trick to coming off the turns that can really give you some boost. So, yeah, it was a fun race. It was a challenge at times, but uh, yeah, you just had to stay on your toes and drive the whole time, stay focused, not uh, let yourself drift up on those turns, and just try to run a solid race.
Yeah, and that's exactly. I mean, that's what we were talking to Dean about. It seemed like his goal was kind of he was just going to hug the yellow line just because, like you said, to try to hold that bottom. Because it like you said, the second lane. I mean, it's definitely a risk versus reward where you usually get good momentum out of the turns. But if you're next to somebody who just by mistake hits the apron or just doesn't time that turn in, they're gonna wash up. And I mean, unfortunately, with iRacing, you never know if the net code's gonna maybe help you out a little bit or make your night a tough one. So, was that? I mean, did that something that you thought about for the risk versus reward, or was it just a like, hey, I know Dean, I trust Dean, so that makes my choice easy to just roll the bottom?
Well, yeah, that's definitely what made me decide to stay where I was, because Dean's like another teammate a lot of times. So, we've kind of been around this thing for quite a while now. But also when I was running second lane, I guess it's more a matter of who you trust is on the inside, that, how far you want to, side draft them and, get that run off. So, Robert, man, he did a great job down there. I'm not sure where Robert finished. Surely in top 5 or
Yeah,
something.
fifth on the dot there because
Yeah.
you'll have to go back and look if you haven't already because that dash to the finish off of 4 was the wild one. I mean, everybody was swapping lanes, jumping everywhere, and I think you were the only car to come through pretty much unscathed after the start finish line. It was pretty wild.
Yeah. Well, we'll watch it here in a little bit, I believe. But man, thank all the teammates. Everybody was all lined up behind me besides uh, Dean, but they were pushing Dean. Jack was pushing hard, and I think Ed was pushing him hard. And it's like that's the way that bottom line held on, I believe.
Yeah, you guys had a really good train on the inside line, like I said, with teammates or affiliate teammates, if you will, if you want to go the NASCAR branding approach on it. But now, like I said, and yeah, I'm with you. I think you made the right call. It seemed like because when there was trouble, it was definitely kind of mid back of the pack, and there was a lot of instances where you were in front of the drama. So I definitely think that was the right call for you tonight to get that win this evening. So. Before we let you go, Say, I know you've got some family that loves to hear from you, so always got to give you the floor. Any thanks and shouts for that win this evening, sir?
Well, yeah. First off, thank my beautiful wife, who's a bit under the weather, and I got to go check on her here and make sure she's doing okay. Thank you all at Green White Checker TV and everything you do, Gaio, and all the guys at Area 51 and everyone that comes out and races with us every couple times a week now.
Well, yeah, go take care of her, but hope she feels better soon, man. But always appreciate you being here on track and look forward to seeing you on track again here soon, sir.
Thanks, Gaio. Go Navy.
That is Bud Steele in that number 6 Navy machine. Get in the win here tonight at iRacing Superspeedway, Matt. And with that win, he jumps 4 spots up into second in points. The driver we chatted with just before, Zach Perry, he jumps 5 spots into third. So those guys making some good moves up the running order. Because again, we're getting to that playoff time. They got to start thinking about points. That's race number 6. That means we got 2 more until we get to the 4-race playoff. So as it stands right now, Jack Wall's now in that last cutoff spot, and it is about a 4-point difference between he and Jim Brooks. So it's gonna be tight, and it could be again just a matter of a DNF or just a bad race or whatever it may be. And so it's gonna be fun to see kind of who's able to get into that top 12 in 2 races.
Well, what a race!
Yeah, it was an eventful one tonight. I mean, there's a lot going on, and but yeah, I mean, like I said, they were dicey. They were out to race hard tonight, and
Mhm.
no fuel strategy or anything like that. Like we talked about,
No.
they were in it to win it, and yeah, it was aggressive from the drop of the green.
Yeah, because guys were four wide many to many times. It was quite scary at times, but the last four wide was pretty much the death of those guys. But it is what it is. You're going for the win. Tensions build. It's going to happen.
Yeah, and that's the same thing. Yeah, off of four. I mean, like I said, like Zach said, you're looking for daylight, and I think it was Andrew moved up a little bit, thinking he had some momentum
Welcome to the
behind
stream.
him, and then
Still getting used to the
oops,
new way
got
OBS
some weird
works,
audio
so.
issues going on. Sorry,
Welcome.
guys. That was weird. But yeah, no. So exactly right. So it's yeah, I say, and that's what happened. There was everybody just going for everything, and I mean, we saw on the replay that everybody was jumping everywhere, so it was pretty chaotic there at the end. But no, but like I said, yeah, a great race time. It was really exciting, a great field as well, 24 drivers. So,
Yeah,
and then
awesome.
and yeah, like Craig mentioned, say also, I think gonna be back to 3 nights a week here pretty soon as well, with the Tuesday nights coming back with the Area 51 IndyCar Series, the IR18. So I'm looking forward to you getting that all rolling. Appreciate you and Craig doing all that legwork, and get some open wheel racing back here soon in just a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Our season starts off. Let's see if I get this right. I think it was November the 19th. If you guys are interested, stop by the website and look for our Discord, and hopefully either give me a shout, and we'll get you signed up.
So that will do it for us this evening with Green White Checker TV with the Area 51 Racing League here at iRacing Superspeedway. Also, again, got to wish our other broadcaster, Boomer Logan, a very happy birthday. Hope he had a good one tonight. And then, yeah, like I said, we'll be back in a few nights' time on Thursday night for the Xfinity Series. And then, of course, 1 week's time back here again. And then, like I said, coming up soon, though, we'll be back on Tuesday nights as well. So until then, Matt, as always, a pleasure doing these with you. And until next time, everybody, take care, stay safe, have a good night, and we'll see you all on Thursday.